Well, hello, Book Marketing Pro Academy. Thank you so much for your grace as we tried to get this StreamYard hiccup fixed. It looked like it was probably just a system thing, but it is up and running now. We will hope that it will stay up and running during the call, but if not, we'll just try again as per our usual. Today, I get the honor of just bringing you a word of encouragement as you all are putting together and executing your 90-day plan. As Carol said the last time that we did this new training, this encouragement for the summer, we're taking a look back at those 8 weeks in April and May and really keying in our encouragement to those particular topics, because it can get really easy to get discouraged. It can be really easy to forget the things that matter. And so our goal this summer is really to come alongside you and be there to help you face your obstacles or your challenges that you have moving the needle on your 90-day plan. So today we're going to take a step back in time under the heading and under the subject of finding your sweet spot and really operating from that sweet spot. Remember, we want to operate from a place of strength and not weakness. And so everything that we do in our 90-day plan and in marketing in general needs to stem from that sweet spot, because it really is that sacred intersection of passion, presence, and purpose. Our time together will answer 3 questions. The first question being, where do you love to show up? Let's remember, where do you love to show up? Not where you think you should be, not where everyone else is, but where you specifically feel the most alive. The truth of the matter is, where you feel most alive, where you feel couldn't be flawless, friends. It is I. So where you feel the most alive is also where your audience is going to feel the most alive. So if you're operating in places that just drain the life out of you, your audience, your reader, your buyer is going to sense that. And so it does you no good to force yourself into specific platforms or spaces that drain you. When you create from a place of joy, from a place that really is not only a strength of yours, but one that lights a fire towards your message or your particular passion, others can sense that and will pick up on that. You radiate differently, you write differently, you market differently, you connect differently, which is really what this is all about, is making and forging those connections from a place of strength, from that sweet spot. So again, for today, we're going to cover 3 questions. The first was, where do you love to show up? The second is, where does your engagement happen? Where does your engagement happen? Not Sister Sally Sue or Brother Ken. What kind of names are that? I don't know. Brother Ken and Sister Sally Sue. Not where they spend their time, not where their people are engaged and interacting with content, but where your engagement happens. And that is incredibly important, because that's where people are responding to your voice, they're responding to your presence, they're responding ultimately to your message, which is the whole point. That connection is key. That's not an accident that that's where they live or that's where they connect with you. That is momentum. And momentum is a gift that will move you forward in taking whatever action step you are achieving over the next 90 days. We want to feed off that momentum so that you can be successful ultimately in whatever your goal is. Too often we ignore where we're getting traction because we think it's too small, it's too niche, it's too not enough. But the truth is, momentum lives where the people are already listening. So lean in, go where that engagement lives, and water the places that are already growing, because that's also going to make you feel successful in what you are doing. And that is not only momentum, but that gives us the encouragement to keep going, to keep moving forward, to keep taking that next step. You don't need to be everywhere all at once. And in fact, our encouragement on the Facebook page for today says that specifically. Trying to be everywhere all at once, that is a fast track to burnout, where you are going to want to cry and hide under the covers. You are going to want to do anything else other than market your book. So don't go to those places. Just let me offer this reminder to you. Focus beats frenzy all the time. If you are exhausted, if you are overwhelmed, if you are spread too thin, connection with the people you are meaning to not only serve, but also sell your book to will not happen. It is always better to show up consistently in one or two places where you are fully present and fully you than scatter yourself all over hither and yon, because your energy is diluted and quite frankly, your joy gets lost. God does more with a little surrendered fully than with a lot stretched thin. Let me say that again. God does more with a little surrendered fully than with a lot stretched thin. So remember that as you're moving through these steps of your 90-day plan and through your calendar, that it's always important, if you're feeling too stretched too thin, that you go back to asking, okay, am I operating from a place of strength here? Or am I in a place and a platform that is not my sweet spot? And do I need to redirect my attention, my focus, and ultimately my connection? So the first question was, let's see if I can remember what the first question was. Where do you love to show up? The second question is, where does your engagement happen? And the third and final question, to really, again, bring back that idea of why a sweet spot matters, is what platform fuels that passion, that success, that accomplishment of really connecting with people in a meaningful way. So which one is the one that makes you want to show up? I mean, which one is the one that makes you feel as though you are in a place of creativity rather than a place of suffocation? And I'll be honest with you, there are probably several platforms that I could identify that they just don't spark creativity. It feels like a chore. And I think I even shared with you last week that one of my places of overwhelm is showing up to certain platforms out of obligation rather than looking at where my message, my ministry, my focus is now. And part of that is identifying what platform really gets me excited about showing up to it, excited about sharing the message that God has me to share with other people. And part of that is just remembering to ask myself that question, not only just one time, but going back to that question and saying, what is it or where is it that makes me want to show up? Where is it that I go and I have idea upon idea upon idea? And where can I make space in pulling back from some other platforms to really have the full focus and energy to focus on the one that really fuels my passion and my excitement about my message? Once you identify that space, that platform, that community is likely your sweet spot. And that's where you need to live. That's where you need to dwell. Let's go back to the encouragement that I gave you yesterday on the Facebook page. Passion plus platform equals purpose in motion. It goes back to that idea of momentum. How are we going to keep momentum over the next 90 days? We're going to be able to do that if we are operating from a place of strength and from our sweet spot. Because at the end of the day, here's the most important part of any of this that I have said, which may have been helpful, it may have not been, but marketing really isn't about chasing the numbers. It's about connection. It's about real human, soul level, person to person connection. And you need to make sure that you lean into that, because people follow people. They don't follow content. They follow people. And so remembering that as you tackle a specific platform, one that you may not be able to identify today, but as you ask yourself these questions, may become clearer even as you execute that 90-day plan. You may have to reevaluate and say, okay, the things that Sara was communicating or saying should indicate this about my sweet spot. If that's not happening, then you probably need to take a moment to just reevaluate and ask yourselves those questions again, because ultimately your readers want to know you, not just your wisdom, but know your heart, your story, your presence is important to them. So don't underestimate the power of showing up as yourself. And you're going to be able to do that much better if you're not exhausted by platforms that aren't moving the needle for you or increasing that connection. The other thing is to remember is you don't have to go through this process alone. We are here for you. We are here for you to overcome challenges. We are here for you to provide clarity on things that may feel confusing now that you're implementing them and working through them in real time. There are people right now who want to support you in this process and who know your audience, because you're part of a community that has walked hand in hand over the course of really some of you the last 2 years. So we believe in you. We believe in the message that God has called you to. We want to open doors for you as we can. And keep in mind that there are other people in your circle of influence apart from BMA that want to do the same thing for you. So do not feel like you are on an island and you have no one who's there to help you and who cares about what you are doing for not only your readers, but also for your buyers. We want that message to be communicated well, and we want you to feel successful in your marketing efforts. Your sweet spot isn't just a place, it's a pattern. It's that deep sense of alignment where your heart is on fire, where your message flows freely, and people respond with a yes, I needed that. You can forge that kind of connection if you operate from your sweet spot. Now, tomorrow we're going to have a coaching call where we kind of key into making sure that your plan aligns with that sweet spot. But more importantly, this is why I want you to show up to the coaching call tomorrow. I want you to come with your plan, whether you've started that plan, whether you're putting together that plan. I want you to come with your challenges. And we want these coaching calls for really the next almost 2.5 months to be about helping you in real time. How can we help you? How can we serve you? And yes, we'll reflect on maybe some specifics like the different areas that we've covered in our training in April and May. But we want this to be a partnership where we get you from point A to point B, because you're not just marketing a book, my friends. You are building bridges. You are making a ministry out of a message that God has given to you. And it matters. It's important. It's worth leaning into fully, joyfully, and without apology. So that's my encouragement for today. I will look to see if anyone joined us late in this little encouragement call. And if you did, that's okay. It doesn't matter. You are just fine if you are catching this on the replay. But let's see. Oh, some of my favorite people, Colleen and Kathy, you are the most darling and the most dear. And I'm so grateful that you could be here even a little bit late. Anne's here as well. Wonderful. Colleen, I've been concentrating on my writing for the most part. I have also had a guest at my home for 3 weeks in a row, not much writing time. And I think that's the other thing about working from your sweet spot is that when you do have that time, you're able to focus where it counts. That's why this is called focus, not frenzy. We want to give you a singular focus, or maybe even a dual focus, where you're going hard after that in ways that are purposeful. And so even just knowing the concept, I think honestly will help you be able to move the needle wherever you are in this process. Oh, you have visitor. It is the season of visitors, is it not? You're doing just fine, Sara. Platform that brings me comfort, yet connects and brings the, oh, that's good, Kathy. Platform that brings me comfort, yet connects and brings the best possible return. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, we are people who are called not only to steward our message well, but to steward our time and our days. And I think we all know that days are precious and we are to use them to the hilt for the purpose of really walking out our story from now until home with God and His purpose for us fully in view. So you all have a wonderful day for the rest of the day. Some of you, I think this is afternoon for all of us. So have a lovely afternoon, and just know that we would be delighted to see some of you at 1 p.m. Central tomorrow for our coaching call. Now, if you are not a BMA member, we would absolutely love for you to join us. And if you are a member, you get to take advantage of our Facebook page, our online coaching calls, and that's what we're going to have tomorrow. So all of you lovelies who are members, I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you have a beautiful day. And you, Colleen, are also a blessing. Love you all, and I'll see you on the next time on the Crazy Sara Show, right? All right, take care and know that you are loved today.